Like I really take pride. I really take pride in seeing people start from. I don't even know if I caught you when I first started working with you. I don't even know if I caught you at the bottom, because when I first started working with you, it was amazing at the jam room. It was
Yeah, yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I think that's why me and you have always bonded, and our visions have always aligned on certain things, because yeah, we always want to see, we always want to push our culture that we're living in forward. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? We always want to see. We've never, you know what I'm saying? We always want to see the other man win, or how can we help that person win? You know what I mean? And neither one of us have ever been selfish. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
yeah, I'm gonna continue to pass the knowledge on, and as are you, and I'm here for it, man, all day.
yeah. No, that's a fact, man. That's a fact. And it's not only pushing the culture forward, but it's also it's a tremendous thing for us to be able to bridge the gap,
Mhm.
because for example, you got Mob Deep, who you produced the track for.
Yep, we work with Havoc on a track for
Okay, exactly. So now you know what I'm saying. Mob Deep. I
yeah,
was a kid. I was a baby when
yeah,
Mob Deep came out.
yeah,
So now you're dealing with artists like Lou Got Cash,
yeah, yeah,
Coi Leray,
yeah, yeah,
um, Dream Doll. These are all new artists. These are all new artists, right? That recently got their name out there on the mainstream in what, last 2 years.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So
Uh,
you're bridging the gap as well, because you know a lot of people don't understand music and have the passion for it. Like, I could have this conversation with you probably all day long. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Because
100%.
so that's definitely a beautiful thing, because there's not too many people that you can, what I'm saying, understand what bridging the gap is and being and pushing the culture forward.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I wanna, the most smartest moves I wanna make, and things that are gonna win, and help, control the emotions of the listeners, and help mold things to go in the right direction for yeah.
Yeah, nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Now, I got questions. I got questions that I never got to ask before,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We can start back, we can start back.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm gonna ask you this question: how did you get the name DJ Direct?
Yeah. So before I was a part of Fast Life Beats, I was a DJ on my own time, and I was DJing a lot of like private parties and whatnot,
Okay.
and I was doing remixes while I was doing these parties. While I was DJing a live party, I would end up doing a remix, and then like a week or two later, people at the parties would ask me for the remixes that I did at the party.
Ah,
So I ended up started dropping remixes under another DJ name. I wasn't even Direckt at the time, and I was just dropping the dream remixes that I had made on SoundCloud, and that
okay.
has sparked my interest in music. And I was making remixes. I was just taking acapellas, and I was taking a beat of another song, and I would put them together inside of Pro Tools. And I just wanted to continuously get better uh, in Pro Tools and making these remixes. And this was at a time where DJ AM was popping, and
Okay.
like they was doing the Travis Barker stuff, and
Mm,
like it was just going around as whole mashups were very popular. So like I was just into all that, and that just sparked my interest in learning computer programs of how to manipulate audio.
yeah,
And
yeah.
this is not even per se musical instruments. This is just that. So anyway, I was DJing parties, and yeah, I mean, kept going, and I met Abstract when I went to college for when I was trying to progress in making the program, controlling the programs of how to manipulate the music. I ended up going to school for engineering, which would teach me how to manipulate the sounds.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's where I met Abstract, and that's where my creative kept going. And Abstract basically gave me the name Direkt for multiple reasons.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
He was Abstract, I was Direkt. It just kind of worked out, and yeah, I don't say my old DJ names anymore because it's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
it's
yeah.
all it's all
Yep.
funny times in life.
Yeah.
But we that's and then it was me and Abstract for a while, man. It's been me and Abstract forever, man. And he gave me that name, and it was good, man.
Yeah, that's dope. And now this is the second time where a lot of people, you know, a lot of young kids, they go through life thinking they see, you know, with Instagram and social media, they go through life thinking that let me just do one thing. Sometimes you can do both. Now you're the set. I just did 2 interviews back to back, and you told in both interviews, right? This the key thing that I see is that you guys both went to school. People don't understand that you can go to school and do what you're doing at the same time. I'm not saying go to school. School's not for everybody, but if you have the chance to and the opportunity to, why not? You never knew you never know who you're going to meet. You never know.
That's yes, the networking of school is definitely the thing that kills it. It's the best thing for it, like kills it in a good way. Like now, like going to actual school, the education, even for me going to school, the education was not that great. And I don't believe that I don't use what I learned in school at that time every day today.
Yeah, yeah.
So what I learned then is not what I'm doing every day today. It's similar, and it was the bricks and the bottom of what I'm a base of what I'm building now. But the connections and the networking in school, that's where it's at, man. And everyone that has been a success that I know has come from the connections that they had through school. So you know, school is definitely cool. It just has to be the right opportunity and the right situation. You know what I'm saying? And I don't, you know. It just has to be right. It has to feel right. You know, my school was only 9 months. My school was not a 4-year school. It was only 9 months. It was a technical school, and not a lot of people took it serious in the school. But me and Abstract, we were the only ones that took it serious, and that's why we connected in the school, and we were 1 and 2 in our class, and that's how it happened. You'll find people that you connect with.
See, exactly. Take your craft serious, people. Take your craft serious, because at the end of the day, I was always taught, even when I play basketball, even when you practice, you go hard, because when you go hard in practice, it translates over into the game, to the actual game.
Yeah. No, 100%, bro. Practice. I tell people that all the time, man. You're not gonna be in the NFL because you decide to be in the NFL. You're gonna be in the NFL because you train to be in the NFL.
Yep.
That's not. You're not gonna decide one day to walk on the field. You'll get crushed.
Yep. That's a fact. That's a fact. Now, with all this being said, right? So you started from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? You're still climbing up. You're still doing your thing.
Yep.
But what is the biggest thing for you to overcome? Because going from, say, for example, when I did music and you mixed mine, you know what I'm saying, I didn't have a name behind me. I was a new artist. You know what I'm saying? I was just throwing vocals out there and things like that. But how do you go from that to then, you know, engineering and producing for artists that are in the industry, in the music industry? What fear did you have to overcome?
The fear that you have to overcome is that they're just people themselves as well, no matter how they act or anything. The reason why I want to be in the studio is I want to give them their best record, and I want to make them sound the coolest that they ever have. So I just go into it with that attitude and thinking that I'm going to break down the barrier at some point. And I just try and impress them the whole time. And as soon as that barrier is broken down and you know, they learn my name, or the fear is completely gone. You're friends at that point, you know. Just push through it and try and become their friend as fast as you can, and find something that you can bond over. You know, for a lot of people, it's obviously weed that I actually bond over with the artists.
Yeah.
And yeah, any fear that you have can be overcome, and you just gotta figure out how to break through that wall with any artist, and you're good. I mean, it could be a recording artist, it could be a videographer, photographer. You know what I'm saying? And everything I'm saying applies to other things as well. It's not just the recording relationship with the engineer, relationship with the artist. It's all over. You know, just be cool, be friends with people, and break that down, and
that's dope.
Creative flow.
That's dope, man. That's dope. And let me tell you right now, when you're in the studio, when I was in the studio with you, you're one of the best people I've ever been with, because you coach as well. You
Yeah,
coach.
but you were into that, you know what I'm saying? When you get to the higher levels, and like you say, the people that are going to cause fear, that you're
Yeah,
not always gonna have that opportunity to be helpful to them. You know what I mean? So
okay.
it's a line you have to, it's a line you have to cross, and not cross actually. You know what I'm saying? And just ride the wave. And I appreciate you saying that. I mean, I do that with everybody. That's why I have so many unsigned artists that I work with, because, like you said, I want to coach them. You know what I mean? I want to make everybody's best record that they can every
Yeah,
time. It's
yeah,
like that's my passion. Like
yeah. Nah, that is, bro. That's really your passion, and you know what?
it doesn't matter who it is. It could have been you. It could have been anybody else. I don't sit down to engineer or do anything engineer wise with if I'm not in that mind state. It just you have to be. You have
Yeah, yeah, man. That makes your work too. Bring out your work as well, because you know what I'm saying. If everybody puts their best foot forward, you're only gonna come out with a great product at the end of the day.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely something for the audience. If you're listening, especially you rappers out there, man, don't, you know, you got a vision, but don't let your vision sometimes take away from a suggestion. There's a story, if I'm not incorrect, but there's a story with Dr. Dre and 50 Cent. It was a song, I believe it was In the Club, and it was a part of In the Club that 50 was just rapping regularly, and then Dre was like, "Yo, say it like this," and that became one of the hottest parts of the song. I can't remember what part it was, but I think he started doing a little melody with it, and that became one of the hottest parts of the song, just because that he took that suggestion. You know what I'm saying? Music is
Here's what I'll say that goes right along with what you're saying, right? Like back 10 years ago, back 15 years ago, they had like maybe 20 or $30,000 to make one song. You know what I mean? The money was much greater, and,
yeah,
and and you had much more time to make one song. So people were spending $1 million on one song. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Now fast forward 2020, music is much easier to make. So people are trying to make songs for less money, where you used to try and make songs for $250,000. Now people are trying to make songs for under $100. You know what I
yeah,
mean? How
yeah.
cheap can I get the studio time? How cheap can I get this? So you know what that has actually done is it's knocked experience off the table. Whereas
Mm,
Dr. Dre was sitting in the back suggesting things. He wasn't even engineering at that point. You got to think about that. He wasn't pressing the record button. Someone else was doing that. So he was just producing. So now think about 2020. What are people doing? They're just going to the studio and there's a dude pressing record. Like, okay, good job. Okay, good job.
yeah,
So there is no producer giving those suggestions like the story that you just told. Those people don't exist anymore. So that's
mm,
why the engineers and the best engineers are having to step up and willing to step up to be that producer at the same time as pressing record. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
that's really the key of the recording game right now, in my eyes.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
period.
man. It's crazy. Yo, listen, the audience, this is exactly why we're talking to DJ Direct, because I get questions and I ain't got the answers. This is why Dolce is here. I want, you young entrepreneurs, artists, videographers, whoever's listening, to understand that the game has changed. And you know what I'm saying? And when you are sitting down with that engineer, if he is opening his mouth to say something, you better listen. You know what I'm saying? Because he might have something to say that is something that you really might need to know, or might
You're
help you out.
recording one song that day, he may be recording 10. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So if it's it's just about experience. I think that you should have experience in your sessions. You know what I mean? Just like
yep,
anything, you should have a mentor in any game that you're in. You know what I mean? And you should have someone that's helping you, that wants to see you win in anything, whether you're playing ball or playing anything. You want to have that mentor. So going into a studio blind, just recording your raps, not doing anything. I mean, it can happen. Not to say that
yeah,
it can, but I think having experience in the room, it helps a lot. And that's one of the things that I try and bring to the room every time that I'm in it. So and just my experience. So
dope, dope. That's dope. Now, with that being said, can you describe a piece of equipment or pieces of equipment for young engineers coming up that you feel are necessary to start working from home, especially right now, what's going on in the world with we got COVID and
Yeah,
taking over.
I mean, dude, the best thing that I'll say consistently is just to have a good uh interface. An interface or a D to A converter, a digital to analog converter. The interface that you have is literally the heart of everything. You know what I mean? Think about what that device does. You speak, and that's technically analog. You know what I mean? And the computer only reads digital. So how do you turn analog voice into digital? The box does that. Your interface does that. So the quality of how you transfer your analog voice into digital. I'm talking a lot with my hands, but
It's all good. Nah, it's all good.
but yeah, I mean, so the quality of how you get your analog voice into the digital computer, that seems to be the most important part. You could have a shitty mic and have a decent interface, and the microphone will actually be very good.
Yeah, yeah.
You'll pick up the best characteristics of your horrible microphone,
Uh,
which is so it's just that's all I'll say. You know, I mean, a
yeah.
good $600 to $800 microphone with a really good interface. I mean, it's unbeatable.
Oh,
That's anywhere. I mean, my setup is not $1 million setup.
yeah, yeah. Yo, and let me tell you right now, I asked you and I came to you plenty of times. And listen, I went from my setup was used to make music. Now my setup is used now
Yeah,
to record, and it's excellent, man. I mean, like, it's the best.
it's
It's
solid. Yeah, it's solid. It's solid. I mean, what you have is solid, man. Any rapper has that right there, and then they send what they record on that to a mix engineer. It's valid every day, all day.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
All
Nah,
day.
it's dope.
Middle of a hotel room, in the middle of your living room, whatever you want. That a good interface and a decent mic, good to go.
Yeah, yeah. And man, listen, I can't agree more because I remember coming back into it and just, recording here and there. I'm pulling the mic out the closet, the interface out the closet. When I used to live with my mom, I used to have the whole closet padded down, and I'm like, I don't know how this is going to sound.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. I connect this to my desk. I'm recording right in the corner, and it sounds beautiful. So I appreciate that advice on that, man. I definitely do.
No, yeah, it's decent. And it doesn't have to be $1 million, man. It doesn't have to be. It's a myth.
Yeah,
Yeah, it can be, and yes, it sounds beautiful when it is. I'm not saying that it's
yeah,
not, but in today's world, you got to do what's easiest for people, and what is your process. If whatever your process is, that's what you got to use.
yeah, yeah. Dope, dope. Now, my next question is when you're a producer as well, so I don't want to leave that out. And with that being said, should you, when you're making a beat, how do you feel Fruity Loops and maybe using I don't know too much about it. So a beat machine, Pro Tools, Logic, you got all these other programs. What programs do you feel are some valid programs? They're probably all valid, but what programs do you use, I should say?
FL Studio is what we use on a daily basis here at Fast Life. No one really calls it Fruity Loops anymore. From what I'm seeing, everyone's really saying FL Studio.
Okay.
Uh, who knows why? But hey, whatever. Yeah. I mean, we're using FL all day here. I haven't per se made a beat in a while, but I still
Okay.
get producer credits. But Abstract here makes all of our beats. He's the head producer at Fast Life, and Fast Life is creating beats every day, and we're signing producers right now.
Oh, dope. Okay. Okay.
I'm not per se making beats at the moment because I'm engineering so much, and I'm maintaining the relationships with all the artists, and handling a lot of other things that go along with dealing with the artists. So and being other artists engineers. So but everything is FL Studio all day for making beats,
Yeah.
and then Pro Tools for vocals. That's our answer. That's how we work really. I know other producers that work out of Logic. That's very cool.
Okay.
Logic sounds really good. It has a lot of like pluses and minuses, but the drum programming inside of Logic is not that very good. The drum program on FL Studio is top notch. You're not gonna get better drum programming on any other software than FL Studio.
Okay.
That's why we use it. Ableton is cool. Ableton's perks are, there's just certain things that sound cool on Ableton, such as pitch shifting it has a weird thing, and that's very cool that happens inside of Ableton that you can't seem to get inside of Pro Tools, Logic, or FL Studio.
Okay.
So each one has, I just went through, each one has their positives and their negatives, you know what I mean? But yeah, here at Fast Life, we're using, I suggest people use, FL Studio, because hip hop is just so drum based, and it's just easy and fast, and you can make a beat in 10 minutes and
Okay.
you're good to go.
So listen, audience, I just want to, stop real quick.
We could get into everything right now. This is
it's FL.
This man could talk forever.
Yo, listen, it's FL Studio. I ain't trying to go outside. Somebody beat me up. It's FL Studio. Listen, Direckt. This is how long. I always tell you when I talk to you, my terminology is so off.
I just don't want you going around saying Fruity Loops. Yeah, just a little.
Word. I appreciate that, man. Listen, audience, man. Like I said, when somebody make a suggestion, you listen to it. That's all you gotta do.
I think Abstract had Fruity Loops 7. And now, maybe even before that, but now they're on FL Studio 20. So that's how long we've been working out of Fruity Loops or FL Studio. That's how long this program has been around, and it's still valid to this day. And I mean, I enjoy it, man. I enjoy it a lot.
That's awesome. That's dope. Now I'm going off the script, but I really want to know this. The game has changed so much and I don't even think it's really changed as much. I think that the women are becoming more recognized, right? So how is it, can you tell me some of the differences of working with a male artist and a female artist? Because right now I listen to music, I'm listening to the female artists, and I'm like, their energy is so crazy right now. Like the energy is so crazy, and then they're so creative and things like that. So can you tell me what the difference is between the male artist and the female artist?
As for female and man, the reason why I'm stuttering on this is because literally every artist has their own process. It's just so hard to compare or put it into that for me, because I'm sitting here thinking about one female artist or another, and then a male artist, but it's just like there's some that act like there's some people that just freestyle consistently on the spot, but then there's just some people that consistently write their concepts and come up with concepts previous to a session. And then there's there's the other group of people that'll bring in a group of writers in, you know what I mean? And it's I've been preaching this thing about process, just find, whatever your process is that works, that gets you a good product, that's your process, and that's what you should bang out. That's what you should consistently work on, because you can only get a process better. You can only do better at a process, and your product's going to be better. So if your process is recording at home and sending it to an engineer, that's a great process. And it works for you, then that's what you should be doing. Because some people don't have the same vibe when they record at home or when they record in the studio. It's just when you have your socks off or when you have one shoe on. Some people it's just different. So it's hard to answer that question. The energy of the females is just crazy right now. I mean, I'm loving the positivity and the power that they are getting, and to go further. And I made a record with Nitty Scott a few years back, and literally those records are still relevant to this day. And I've always been big supporter, man. Big supporter. I mean, like I said, I just want them to sound the best they can, and and that's all I say.
And the reason I'm asking that question is because when I did music, I never got to work with a female artist. I never did, and it's kind of upsetting to me, because I'll listen to my old songs. I'm like, I'm like, that I don't have a song with one female artist. Like I never got to experience that. Like like right now I feel like I just want to sit in that corner that you got over there with a female artist rapping just so I can experience it. Like because I think it is such like you said, such a positive thing right now. And they're killing it right now. The ladies in the game are killing it right now. And it's such
they're
an experience.
they're just always so confident. Like they're like there's not like, how do I say this? Like, if they're good, they're gonna let you know that they're good. I feel like there's if and they know that they're good.
Yeah,
They'll come out of it. If they know that they're not, if there's a certain threshold, if they know they're not that good, then they're not even gonna say they rap, and they just fall back.
Okay.
That's what I feel. That's why, like, I feel like when it's like, oh, okay, like, yeah, like,
yeah,
you
yup,
know,
yup.
and I'm always impressed, man, because yeah, they just when they do pop out, man, it's crazy, man. It's very crazy. A lot of them are super talented.
Yeah. I seen um I seen Coy Leray, right?
Yeah, yep. Koi, I've been working with Koi. I've been working with Busy Monroe also for years, and Nitty Scott also. I just mixed the whole CD for an artist named Perry Jones.
Okay.
She's like she's like a more R&B artist. What like the first single off that just dropped. Um, you know.
Yeah, don't stop, man. It don't stop, man.
Yeah, trying.
Yeah, man. The grind don't stop, man. And now for the young engineers that are coming into the game, and I always ask this question with everybody, how many hours do you put in a day? I mean, it's kind of, I guess you could say it's like a trick, not a trick question, but like when you're doing what you love, it's unlimited. But I want to ask you that question so you can let the people know, how many hours a day do you put in?
Uh, Personally, it's hard to answer a question like that because it's literally the life that I live.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't even know. I mean, it never stops really for me. It doesn't really stop.
Yeah.
Actual studio hours, probably 10 to 12 a day.
Okay.
But on the phone, constantly talking to artists, talking to managers, A&Rs, in the emails, sending out whatever I can to distributors, and yeah, just trying to push the music forward outside of the studio right now. That for people for artists that I'm looking for. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, I have 5 jobs. I have 5 jobs. So I mean, it just doesn't stop right now. Because I love this shit, and I want people to win. So I want to try and make it for them, and
Yeah.
it's just me.
Yeah, man. That's man. Listen, with everybody asks the same question, I get the same answer because it's unlimited. When you want to do what you want, you doing what you love. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you do what you love, it's unlimited. It don't even feel like I sit down sometimes. I'm like, did I eat?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not even worried about that because this is what's feeding my soul. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's what you love. So I mean,
I find myself saying, "What's the easiest thing to eat while I'm working?"
well,
Like, what can I eat that I can keep moving while I'm doing it?
exactly.
And it's a horrible thought, and it's a horrible health hazard.
It
But
is.
I find myself thinking that, and I'm eventually going to discipline myself out of it. But right now, I'm on the grind. So
Yeah. Now that's a fact, man. Listen, I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm hungry. I'm like, what's the easiest thing? I got some wontons that you throw in the pan real quick, fry them up. I'm sitting here eating down, going over what I gotta go over. And
that's
man,
how.
at the end of the day, that's what you gotta do. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice, man, to make the grind happen.
I mean, I've been doing it a long time. Consistency, man. That's all it's about. People knew. People ran into me 1 or 2 times. They knew that I had good quality, and then when next time they needed good quality, they're like, "Oh, all right, we definitely gotta try them again." Second time they do it, okay, and then now all of a sudden it's just like there's no other questions. You know what I mean? Or they're asking you for consulting, or yeah, just being consistent and just always being in people's faces, and that's the game of you can apply all of this hustle to anything in life.
Yeah, nah.
It's just a different hustle. What I do,
Yeah.
just a different hustle, and there's people out there doing what I do, that aren't as transparent as me, but I tell people everything, and I try to be as honest as I can with the artists.
Yeah, awesome, man. That now with that being said, and you putting in so much work and the grind that you put in, who are some people that you're influenced by, whether it's an engineer, artist, you know, different labels that you see that's going hard? Well, who influenced you, and you know, and give me those people, and give me the names of those different people.
First one off the bat, I mean, for me, is you know, a producer. His name's Rick Rubin. A lot of people know him, and you know, yeah, a lot of people, you know, he's very been around forever, and I just, you know,
Yep.
I hope to continue to work and be able to be on that level someday, you know, and
Yeah, yeah,
you know, so yeah, I mean, Rick is definitely my number one, that I try and take energy from, and you know, try and learn from. One day I'll get to meet him. I'll put that out into the universe. Maybe make a record with him. Maybe engineer a record for him. Maybe put that out there as well. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But yeah, I mean, other people that really influenced me. I mean, I had a guy back in the day. I gotta say his name. His name is Jeff Wallace, and you know, it was the first studio that I worked out of, and yeah, he taught me a lot on how to mix vocals, and how to break the rules on a lot of stuff, because that's what it's about. Is just doing what sounds good, and breaks the rules for each individual vocal. So
Okay.
no one's gonna know him, but nah, people will know him. That's my guy. Yeah, and my partner Abstract, that's always been my influence, man. You know, since I met Abstract in the day one, he was just the best producer that I had ever met, and most creative individual that I had ever met, and it just sparked it just sparks
Yeah.
every day today. It sparks me. You know, it don't stop for him. It don't stop for him. He just loves being creative, just like I love doing my jobs that we've created. So.
That's dope, man. That's dope. That's yo. Listen, I knew Rick Rubin was a beast when I was watching some documentary, but it was when he was. I think it was 99 Problems, or so. I think it was Jay. But he put up mattresses. He surrounded this microphone. It was like a studio, or what's it called, a booth. But
Yep.
it was had the mattresses. And I listen. I was like, wait, what's going on here? But
Yep.
then you go and listen to 99 Problems, and you're like, you're like, oh, okay. Now I know. Now I know why he's. You know.
Gave it that sound.
Yeah, he gave it that sound, man, and that's just like you said, breaking the rules, man.
It's
A lot.
just the energy. It's just a vibe. You know what I mean? That's what
Yeah,
it's about. You know, that's what I created in my studio. Just a nice energy, a nice little vibe, and yeah, it works.
yeah, man, and I think that's the key thing, man. And music, some people, you know, forget that they try to be like this all the time, but they forget music is creativity, man.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
and having a sound, a different type of sound, creating a sound, and things of that nature. A lot of people don't understand that, and I think that's a key aspect of music.
I think yeah. What I'm finding super interesting right now is I come from like working with real musicians and like being so, like you're saying, straightforward with the music and being what's right and what's wrong, and uh, uh so like I'm dealing with these people, and then all these young artists that are coming in and they rap off beat and they rap like crazy and unorthodox,
Yeah,
and I enjoy it 100%. But then you go and play those same records for the people on the other side, like the people that are so straightforward, and they'll hate it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's just the different, like it's just like they don't cross each other's lines, and it's just like one or the other. I'm glad that I can live in the middle.
yeah. Nah, there you go.
I'm glad I can live in the middle, because
Yeah,
that's what makes a great record, honestly, from having you know, super, you know, a scientific aspect of it,
mm,
and also creative aspect of it. If you could combine small creatives with some scientific and like more precise things, then
yeah,
you're gonna have people's ears. You're gonna have
yeah.
people's ears.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's definitely a fact, man. And I always say, like, I the music is like right now, just like you said before. You know, you go in the studio now, you can make 10 songs in a day, and now I always my favorite rapper, and I mean, you could debate me on this real quick if you want to. But my favorite rapper, also, I feel like is the most iconic rapper, is and the best rapper to me of all time, is Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
And
No mistake.
I feel that way because first of all, he stepped on the scene. He stepped on the scene and he brought a different look, a different style of rap. He brought a different everything, right? And but not only that, his album was from start to finish was, you know, and right now, I mean, I still hear albums that are from start to finish, but I like that movie type. Like, you know how the whole album was like a movie? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, do you think that is going to, you know, do you think that is going to come back eventually?
They have to figure out a format to make money from that again.
Okay.
From that's a professional opinion.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
that's a business opinion because I don't see, from what I'm seeing, it's definitely more profitable to drop one song at a time.
Yep.
From
Yep.
what I'm learning in the business of the music industry, you can make a lot of money dropping one song at a time. But if you have a fan base, and I mean, they're still selling 200,000 units a week. So, I'm not saying albums are dead. You know what I mean? They're still doing numbers and going platinum.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm not here debating that. But definitely on the lower level unsigned artists coming up, it's definitely more profitable to do singles at a time right now, to help you make money.
Okay.
And then once you get on and like you can, if you can move 200,000 units a week, then you should be dropping albums. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? That's just, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a key. Listen, again, there goes DJ Direct dropping some heat for y'all. Listen, just like you said, dropping a single. Focus on something. Focus on something, man, and give it a push. Give it a push,
Right,
man.
right.
And at the end of the day, you know, that's that. There goes another jewel, you know, for the audience out there, for you young guys listening. Shoot, for you old guys listening, if you're trying to start a rap career, there goes a jewel, man. Work hard on that single, man, and try to get that going because like you said, it's social media it's so key right now because you can take that one single and promote it, and be able. You got so many different platforms you can promote it on, and you can, like you said, you can move those units as well. You know what I'm saying? It's super easy to get distribution now. You can go to DistroKid or what is it, Amuse, I believe it is.
There's different levels of distribution,
Okay.
from what's going on right now in the industry, and yeah, I mean, there's different levels to the distribution game, and
Yeah, yeah, it's all types.
that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, for another day.
Yeah, that's a whole nother. That's good. Let's say that
This
one.
is why this conversation works, man. It's because look at I don't think we can even go off questions. It's just talking and just learn. It just
Yeah, yeah. Nah, that's facts. That's fact. Listen. I say this all the time. I'm learning as well. I'm
yeah.
learning as well. I'm having these interviews with professionals, and because I'm learning, and also the people, the audience watching, they gonna learn as well because it's so many things. You're in that industry. You are in that industry 24/7.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There, just like you said, we'll go back to the FL Studio thing. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? You teaching me. You know what I'm saying? You're teaching
Yeah.
me as well, and that's a big thing because I see a lot of artists walking around that think they know it all. They got the know-it-all attitude, and it's like, yo, you don't even like I say it all the time. I ask them a question. Oh, how's your marketing going? Do you understand marketing? Do you understand your promotion? Do you understand? You know what your demographic? I start asking them these questions, and they're like, well, not really. I'm like, well, that's all social media is about. Do you understand your algorithms? Do you understand this? Do you understand that? And I feel like that is a big problem that some artists have. A lot of upcoming artists have, and I think
What I find interesting is that people will make one song and release one song, make one song and then release one song, and I find that if every time you're in the studio and it's your best song, you should continue to be in the studio making songs. If every time it's your best song,
yeah,
why not? Like, because you haven't reached your peak yet. If every time your song is your best song, so
Yeah, yeah.
Keep going, you
Keep
know.
going.
But you know, it's just another sign of an artist that doesn't know good marketing or anything, because yeah, you're just dropping one song at a time right after you make it. It just doesn't make sense. You're not attacking anything. You're just throwing it against the wall, hoping it goes somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, that's a fact. That's
You gotta find the right song for the right time in the world, for the right time of the year, for the right time of this, and then like you said, find your demographic. You know what I mean? And
yep.
that and third, you know, and it works. You know, I mean, it really works. The record I just did with Live Like Davis, we had it's called Jacket. We had a whole plan out there, and we did everything right. We did, you know, we did our marketing, we did our distribution right, we did everything correctly, and you know, it's the best song to date that Fast Life actually owns. It's not a record label, you know. It's just
Yeah.
I released the record with the artist, and we paid for the marketing, and paid for the promotion, and we paid for this, we paid for everything,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's on track to do 500,000 plays.
See?
Uh, you know, and the video's at 150,000. And we went a little miniature viral on TikTok. We did 3 million plays on TikTok,
Oh
and
wow.
so you know yeah, I mean, you know, and it's equating to over almost 500,000 in plays on Spotify, which will be another 5,000 on Apple Music most likely. So you know, you're
Yeah.
looking at a million plays from a 3 million off TikTok, which is good. You know, shout out
Yeah.
Live Like Davis, a song called Jacket. You know,
Yep.
we produced it, recorded it, and did the distribution ourselves, and you know, we paid for the marketing, and you know, just like he's saying, man, the most important thing of that record was the marketing.
Yeah, yeah.
Record. We made 10 records with Live Like Davis, and we chose that one to drop at that time and focus our energy on for this specific amount of time. And the result speaks for itself. It's not a, you know, I get it. It's not a 50 million play song, but for me and putting it out myself, you know, it's the first record that did well.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, that's dope, man. I'm telling you, TikTok, because my kids, that's all I see them. If you pay attention, if you sit and stand in Target, or if you sit and stand in the middle of an outlet and you just look straight and you see kids, they're just
Yeah,
TikToking there.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? This and that, and it's legit one of the best. You mean the best 30 seconds? You know what I'm saying? That could, because the music.
they're figuring out how to monetize TikTok plays as well now too. So
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
ways to get money off of it. So you know, as long as you're right with the right distributor and everything, then man, I'm telling you, it's good. It's looking good, man. You just got
yep,
to get your marketing with the right people. You know,
exactly.
you know, the biggest video of Jacket is a female doing an exercise that has the
Oh,
most plays of the song Jacket.
yeah, yeah. See, Mark. I went viral. I went viral on TikTok. My stepdaughter said, she's like, you can't go viral. I went viral like that day. I went viral that day. What I did is I went viral, bro. I got 3.2 million views. But and only the reason why I did it is because I, just like you said, timing and everything. So what happened is Trump, this is when COVID, we all got shut down in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Trump was on TV. Trump was on TV, and he was, going over the conferences and saying everything that will be happening. I'm shutting down this. We got to do this. Blah blah blah. But he said one thing in it, and I recorded him, and I said, shit, or something like that in it. Yo, it went viral. It went viral, bro. It literally went viral. I woke up the next day, and it was at like 20. It was at like 26,000. Next day, it was at, yeah, it kept going, and I just kept going. I don't even use TikTok. I don't use it at all. But I was so interested in the marketing of it, the marketing aspect. I knew, and this is what happened. A lot of the
It
followers
just goes, man. Once it starts going, it goes.
yeah, it just went. It
Yeah.
just went, and it went because I realized that I had a lot of people from other countries following me because they don't get to see what Trump is talking about,
Mm.
what's going on in America. So that's how I went viral. People were using me as an outlet to see what was going on in America.
That's crazy.
Isn't that's crazy? That was crazy. It was, but it also helped me realizing on the marketing side
Yeah.
what was needed, the right time, the right events that are going on.
Yep.
All of those things played a factor
It really does.
into
Oh, it really does.
yeah.
It has to.
So that's definitely that's another key. That's another key point. That's another jewel for y'all, man, out there trying to make it happen. Make sure you understand marketing. Pick up a book if you have to, man. To understand it. Go, you Google. You know what I'm saying?
Put a link. Put a link to donate to Dulture right below.
Yeah, facts.
You gotta pay for these gems.
Yeah,
Donate
for
to
real.
Dulture.
Yeah, for real. Donate. I'm about to put up a GoFundMe. That's a fact, man. That's a fact. But yeah, man, it's crazy, man. I'm just glad to have you on here because there's so many questions that I get from, especially me doing music and people knowing I did music, especially coming from the town. They ask me questions and things like that.
Yeah, I'm down to help, man. I'm looking for platforms, to speak on and
Yeah,
help push my brand forward and just try and get as much knowledge out there as possible. That's really what it's about for me. I feel like I speak in the studio to every day to people, the same things that I'm saying here, and the same views that I'm saying here. I've been saying for years inside the studio. And I just want to continue to get that out there and just help as many people as possible.
yeah, man. And I truly appreciate it, and I know for sure people watching it are going to appreciate it. And right before we end this conversation, I really want to know what is, if this is a fair question, you don't have to answer it. If you don't want to, you can say I plead the fifth. But what is you did just explain the jacket song was one of your favorite. Is it one of your favorite projects? What is one of your favorite projects? And I'm not saying your favorite project because of the success, whether it's you learned something from that project you did with somebody, whether learned, it was a great experience, whatever it is. What is one of your favorite projects that you worked on?
For me, I would have to say it would be Lou Got Cash, Thing for You. My good friend Brandon Scott, B Scott, he played the keys on that beat, and I've known B for all my life. You know what I'm saying? I've known him since high school, since before I met Abstract, and I started working with him. And we brought B in. Me and Abstract brought B in, and he played keys on that. Abstract did the drums. I recorded Lou. I recorded Lou doing that, and I mixed the record. So it was just like all my friends coming together to make like this really cool thing. And
Okay.
in the minute, it was just a song that we made that day. And to this day, people are still posting it, and it's still going crazy. And
yeah, that's dope, man.
it was just a moment in time that I look back on and not even realizing that it was a moment in time.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's the experiences, man. The moments, you know what I'm saying? The memories, man, at the end of the day. Because that's...
It was just me, Abs, and B. Just made, we made the beat, and we had a session with Lou coming up, and I didn't even know Lou was gonna get on it, and he just found it in the folder, and it all just lined up.
Awesome, man. That's dope. I got three now. Before we go, I always ask a question, and the question that I ask is, give me three things that you're grateful for.
I'm grateful for my life, all around, being able to do what I love, being able to, given the opportunity to do what I love. I'm grateful to have my girl Christina, because it's just amazing to have that, and I'm just grateful to being accepted into hip hop. I'd never. It's an honor, man. It's an honor. I never knew that I would have ended up here in my life, and I just want to help people's voices be heard. You know what I'm saying? It's an honor to be here. I never thought I would be, and I'm in the middle of it, and I'm gonna do the best to make the greatest happen with it.
Dope, man. Dope, man. You couldn't have said it any better, bro. You couldn't have said it any better, man. That's true. That's true love for the game. That's true love for hip hop, man. And I truly appreciate it. Like I said, man, you've from day one, man, you've always been a great guy. Fuck a good guy. You always been a great guy, and
Thanks, man.
you love what you do. So
Yeah, you
I
too.
appreciate it.
You too, man. You bleed the passion in everything that you do too, man. And I'll come back on, man. Whenever you know what I'm saying, whenever you need me, and whenever I'm welcome, man. I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it.
Definitely, man. And again, DJ Direckt, producer and engineer, and your boy Edric, Dolce, the dope and diverse culture. And yo, like always, everybody, keep it Dolce.
Peace.